As I have told, we are talking about the transcription in eukaryote today. So, because we are talking about the transcription in eukaryote, we will in the entire class where we will see how the transcription occurs in the eukaryote and how it is different from the prokaryote. Okay, because the objective questions which comes in the competitive exams or in your entrance exams also, most of the time they always look for the what are the differences. Okay, because if you able to differentiate what the mechanism between the prokaryote and eukaryote, it means you are conceptually very clear about the mechanism of transcription. Okay, so today we are going to discuss what is transcription. Anyone? What is transcription?
DNA to mRNA.
Okay, DNA to mRNA, not only mRNA, DNA to RNA. Okay, it can be the rRNA, it can be the mRNA, it can be the transfer RNA. Okay, so transcription is basically the DNA dependent RNA synthesis. That RNA may be messenger RNA or the ribosomal RNA or the transfer RNA or heterogeneous nuclear RNA, small nuclear RNA. So whatever, when there is a DNA dependent RNA synthesis, then it is known as a transcription. Okay, so now the comparison of the eukaryotic and prokaryotic RNA polymerase. In the previous class, we have seen that the transcription occurs with the help of the enzyme which is known as a RNA polymerase. So in the case of prokaryote, there is one RNA polymerase which transcribes all the genes or all type of RNA. Means the only a single type of RNA polymerase, it transcribes the ribosomal RNA also, it transcribes the messenger RNA also, it transcribes the transfer RNA also, or the SN or the H in the RNA in the cell. But in case of eukaryote, there is three different type of polymerases which transcribe different class of genes. Okay, so in the in prokaryote only one type of polymerase. In eukaryote, there is a three type of polymerase which transcribe the different class of genes. Like polymerase 1, it transcribes the major ribosomal RNA. Genes like 18S rRNA gene, 5.8S rRNA gene, and 28S rRNA gene. Okay. Then when we talk about the polymerase 2, it synthesizes your mRNA genes and snRNAs. Okay. And then RNA polymerase 3 is transcribe the tRNA and minor 5S RNA. So there is a one trick to easily remember कि कौन सा polymerase जो है वो कौन सा gene जो है वो या class of gene जो है broadly transcribe करता है. So have you heard the name of the watch HMT? सुना है आपने इस घड़ी का नाम कभी? Anyone? I'm audible ना? हेलो.
Yes, ma'am.
HMT घड़ी का नाम सुना है? आपने पेरेंट्स तो जरूर सुना होगा ना?
Yes, ma'am.
HMT, because in our parents के टाइम में that was a मतलब बहुत ही reliable brand था. People used to have कि HMT की घड़ियां बहुत चलती हैं. ठीक है, that time Tata, Fossil, Timex, Fastrack, these were not as much popular wristwatch brands जैसा कि HMT था, just because कि बहुत चलती थी. ठीक है, तो बिल्कुल HMT से आप याद कर लीजिए HMT and RMT. Okay, so RMT 1, R, 2, and 3, T means RNA polymerase transcribe rRNA genes, 2 mRNA, and 3 tRNA. Okay, so this is a trick to remember. Sometimes there is a question schemes RNA polymerase 2 transcribe what? Okay, or RNA polymerase transcribe which class of gene, or RNA polymerase 3 transcribe what? It's a very easy trick to remember, and with from HMT to RMT, it will be easy. Okay. Now, this is the same table which I have discussed. The RNA polymerase 1, it transcribes the ribosomal RNA, 2 transcribe the mRNA and snRNA, and 3 transcribe the minor 5S rRNA and transfer RNA. So now, as I have already shown that RNA polymerase 2 is the enzyme which transcribes the messenger RNA. Okay, messenger RNA actually are the वो genes हैं जो कि functional, जो बहुत सारे enzymes और protein codes करते हैं जो कि overall maintenance of the cell is required. Okay, so that is the most important and the most complex mechanism of transcription is by the RNA polymerase II. So that's why we are going to discuss first the RNA polymerase II, then we will discuss about the RNA polymerase I and RNA polymerase III in detail. Okay, so if you remember the transcription in the prokaryote, what we have seen, there is a core enzyme which is made up of some subunits. Okay, there was 2 alpha unit, 1 beta prime that makes the core enzyme, and 1 sigma factor that is responsible for promoter recognition. Is it the same way in the RNA polymerase? There is actually thus 10 subunits. Okay, 3 are the core subunit, which is related in structure and function to the bacterial core subunit. Then there is the 5 subunits which are common in all 3 polymerases. These common 5 subunits they found in polymerase 1, 2, and 3 also. And there is 2 non-essential subunits. Non-essential subunit means they have the role in the transcription, but if they are not tied with the polymerase, even then the enzyme have a catalytic capacity to perform the transcription. Okay, so these are the total 10 subunits, and so the 3 core subunits, they are basically 3 peptides, RPB1, RPB2, and RPB3, which are homologous to beta prime, beta, and alpha subunit of the bacterial polymerase. Okay. Then these 5 common subunits are BP5, 6, 8, 10, and 12. A very little is known about their function, but because they are common in all 3 polymerases, it means it suggests that it definitely plays a fundamental role in the process of transcription. Then these 2 non-essential units are BP4 and 7. Okay, this RBP7 is essential subunit for initiation. Okay, because if अगर ये दोनों subunits नहीं है, so transcription can be occur, but initiation at real promoter cannot be. Okay, that's why they are dispensable or non-essential, but they have some role in the correct initiation at real or the correct promoter. Okay. Now the comparison of eukaryotic and prokaryotic promoter recognition. Okay, in prokaryote, what we have seen, there is a 1 protein or 1 factor which is known as a sigma factor. It recognizes the promoter. Promoter is basically what? They are some conserved sequences which is present in the upstream in case of prokaryote. Like we have seen at -10 position, there is a data box, -35 position, there is another consensus sequence, and the purine at start point. Okay, that we have seen. That is a conserved structure of the promoter. At the start point, there must be the purine at -10 position or 10 base upstream. There is a TAT sequence, and then at -35 or upstream 35 base, there is a conserved sequence TTG-ACA. Okay, if that sequence is present to the upstream of any gene, that will be recognized by the sigma factor. Okay. Sigma factor will recognize that conserved sequence, which is known as a promoter, and then the enzyme assembly of the polymerase occur and transcription will initiate. Here in the case of prokaryotes, as there is 3 different RNA polymerases. Okay, so they have 3 different sets of factors. There was only 1 sigma factor, but here there is 3 different sets of transcription factor, not 1 protein. For RNA polymerase 1, there is a group of protein which is known as transcription factor 1. Okay, TF1 factors. Then there is group of protein that is known as a TF2 factors, because TF2 means transcription factor 2. मैंने बाद में फिर से factor लिख दिया है. Basically that are the factors or the proteins which involve in the recognition of the promoter. Okay, and then there is a group of different proteins which is known as TF3, which is responsible for the RNA polymerase 3 transcription. Okay, so in general they are known as GTF, general transcription factor, and 3 different polymerases have different set of general transcription factor for initiation of the transcription. Okay, so we will see one by one. Okay, so the general what are the characteristic of general transcription factor? Okay, they are required for transcription in eukaryote from all genes. Then General transcription factor assist RNA polymerase 2 in not only in 2, in all. RNA polymerase not 2, 1, 2, 3 in transcription initiation. Okay. Then they are designation of transcription factor 2A, 2B, 2C, otherwise 3A, 3B, or a transcription factor 1A, 1B. Okay, and they are multiparic proteins. Their designation is transcription factor 1 means they they help in the promoter recognition or the transcription initiation by the polymerase 1. If there is a transcription factor 2, it means they help in the initiation of the transcription by the RNA polymerase 2. If there is a designation of the transcription factor 3, then it means they help in the initiation of the transcription by the RNA polymerase 3. Okay. Then this further is like transcription factor 2A, transcription factor 2B or 2C or 2D means they are different type of proteins which all together involved in the initiation of the transcription of by RNA polymerase 1, 2 or 3. Okay. So we'll see here, and these GTFs or the general transcription factors, they are highly conserved among the eukaryotes. Okay, and in prokaryotes, there is only one transcription factor which is known as sigma factor, which is required for the recognition of the promoter. Now we will talk about the eukaryotic promoter. जैसा कि मैंने बताया, we have already studied the prokaryotic promoter, which have three consensus sequences and conserved sequences. Number one, at start point or at first position, there must be the purine nucleotide. Okay. Then at -10, there should be the TAT sequence, and at -35, there is a TTGACA. Okay, that is the structure of the or the conserved sequence of the promoter, which is present upstream of the gene. But when we talk about the prokaryotic promoter, there is a different type of promoters for different type of polymerase. Means polymerase 1 recognize one set of promoter sequences, polymerase 2 recognize another set of promoter sequences, polymerase 3 recognize the third set of promoter sequences. And in case of eukaryote, in prokaryote, what we have seen in most of the cases, the promoter is upstream to the gene. Okay, but in eukaryote, this is not the situation. The promoters are upstream as well as downstream. Okay. They present on both the sides. Means they are these conserved sequences, they are present on upstream as well as downstream. Okay, and here we will see this is the core promoter for RNA polymerase 2. Here you can see that this is at -32 to -37. There is a one conserved sequence which is known as BRE. BRE means transcription factor 2B recognition element. Then there is a data box from -26 to the -31. And then at -2 to +4, there is an initiator sequence. And here you can see in the downstream also. मतलब within the gene coding जो reason है उसके अंदर भी +28 से +32 पर भी आपका conserved sequence है which acts as a promoter, that is the downstream promoter element DPE. So here you can see that the core promoter of the RNA polymerase 2, it have conserved sequences at upstream, at start point, as well as at downstream. Okay, this is the structure of the promoter, or this is if any gene have these set of conserved sequences at this fixed nucleotide position or fixed base position, it will be recognized by the RNA polymerase enzyme and their transcription factor. Okay, this is the data box sequence in the eukaryote. In prokaryote, what we see, data box is TAT. But here you can see TATA. It may be A or T, then A or T, then A or G. Okay, and at the start, its position is -25 to -35, means -25 to 35 upstream. Okay, then now the different transcription factor or general transcription factors for RNA polymerase 2. You just see these are the different proteins or different proteins which helps in the promoter recognition. Okay, this protein helps in the promoter recognition as well as the recruitment of the RNA polymerase II at correct promoter or at real promoter site to start the initiation of the transcription. So one is the data binding protein TBPs. There are several proteins which binds on the data box. Okay, that's why they are known as data binding proteins. Then transcription factor 2A, transcription factor 2B, transcription factor 2D, 2E, 2F, 2H, and there are some TBP associated factor, means data binding protein associated factor. So these are the different transcription factors which helps in the promoter recognition for RNA polymerase II. So here we won't go into detail for these structure. Here we'll see how wait, what are the function of different transcription factor, the TBP or the data binding protein. Okay, TBP what TBP together with transcription factor 2D, it binds to the data box. Okay, then transcription factor 2A and 2B, they actually recruited with which actually help in the binding at BRE, that is the basal recognition element. Then there is the after that RNA polymerase II along with transcription factor 2F, they form a complex and they get recruited at the site of promoter. Then transcription factor 2E and 2H bind the upstream of the polymerase II. Okay, we have seen there is a one promoter in the upstream also, that is okay, sorry, it's bind to the upstream of the polymerase II to form the pre-initiation complex, and then promoter melting is also triggered by the transcription factor 2H, and then when the entire transcription has bind at the promoter and the polymerase has came and get assembled, then what there will be the next step? There is a next step when that protein should, the polymerase II should escape the promoter. Okay, so the promoter से escape करना यानी कि ये proteins जो है जो transcription factor है वो RNA polymerase से अलग हो जाए, and RNA polymerase need to escape the promoter and go for the elongation of the transcription. Then there is a one transcription factor 2 have the CTD tail. It actually helps in the promoter escape of these factors. Now the events in elongation. So these transcription factor TBP, transcription factor 2, A, B, then D, then E, then F, then H, then TAF, they all together helps in the recognition of the promoter sequences, and then RNA polymerase II binds there and start the transcription. So initiation हो गया. Now there is a process of elongation. Okay. So elongation के time में basically क्या होगा कि जितने भी journal transcription factors हैं, they will be get released, और जो आपकी TF2H है और ये है, it will help in the promoter escape. Now some other elongation factors which is involved in the elongation of the transcription. Okay, there are a large number of proteins and the protein complexes that actually regulate the elongation of the transcription, and those protein and protein complexes are known as the elongation factor. Okay, they basically display these activities, like they enable elongation through the chromatin, then it suppress pausing of the transcription, and it overcome the transcription arrest. Okay, these are some of the examples of the elongation factors for RNA polymerase II. Okay, now the RNA polymerase I and polymerase III. As I have told, these three different RNA polymerases, they all recognize different set of different promoters, and they have distinct set of transcription factors. Okay, so here we'll see first the RNA polymerase I. Here in RNA polymerase II, what we have seen there is a BRE, there is a data box, then there is a downstream regulating element, then there is an initiator site. But in polymerase I, there is two reasons. One is the upstream controlling element, and another is the core promoter. The core promoter is downstream of the gene, and the UCE, which is known as the upstream control element, it is on the upstream of the So these, if a gene have these two type of conserved sequences at this fixed position, it will be recognized by the RNA polymerase 1 bind, because at this site the transcription factors or GTF for RNA polymerase 1 will bind, like the UC binding protein or UC associated factors will bind here. Then some of the core factors will bind, like SL1 and the Tata binding proteins. They all bind here. They all are the transcription factors, which is for promoter recognition of RNA polymerase 1. They will bind, and then your RNA polymerase will come here, bind, and starts the transcription. Okay, so these are the type of transcription factors which are found in the, which are responsible for promoter recognition in RNA, for RNA polymerase 1. Okay, then the RNA polymerase 3. The RNA polymerase 3 have only downstream promoters. Okay. In prokaryote, we have seen all the promoters are located, all the sequences of the promoter are located at upstream. For RNA polymerase 1 and 2, what we have seen, there is a promoter sequence at upstream and downstream region. But for RNA polymerase 3, the promoter region is in downstream. Means the promoter sequence is after the initiation site. Okay, they are the box A and box B. They are known as box A and box B. And there are several transcription factors like transcription factor 3B, Tata binding protein, and transcription factor 3C. They all together help in the promoter recognition, and then the RNA polymerase 3 binds and start or initiate the transcription. Okay. And then now the termination. Okay, when we have studied about the termination in the transcription in prokaryotes, what we have seen, there is a two type of termination. One by the intrinsic factor and another is the row dependent, or we can say that the one transcription mode is row independent and another one is the row protein dependent or row factor dependent. Termination of transcription or RNA polymerase in eukaryotes is also when we see that the initiation, promoter recognition, transcription factor, they all are different for different class of genes. There is three type of RNA polymerase, so there is three types of promoters, and there is three different sets of transcription factors. The same way, the termination of transcription in eukaryote is of three types. Okay, for polymerase 1, it is different. For polymerase 2, it is different. And for polymerase 3, it is another type of mechanism for termination of transcription. So first we will see the termination of transcription by the RNA polymerase. Basically, what happened? There is a one protein which is known as the TTF1, which is the transcription termination factor for RNA polymerase 1. TTF1 means the transcription termination factor for RNA polymerase 1. Okay, when this protein binds at DNA, okay, when this protein binds the DNA at its recognition sequence, okay, then what? It blocks the further transcription. So when the transcription is blocked, the RNA polymerase sense that the transcription needs to be stopped here. So the RNA polymerase 1 enzyme disintegrate or disassembled, okay, get released from the template DNA, and the newly synthesized transcript will also get disassociated and RNA transcription will stop. This is the termination mechanism for RNA polymerase 1. For RNA polymerase 2, there is a two upstream sequences. Okay, one is the AAU, AAA, okay, and another is the GU rich sequences. Okay, ये आपके upstream यानी end of the mRNA होते हैं, जहाँ की और इन दोनों sequences के बीच में यानी AAU, AAA और GC के बीच में around 40 to 60 न्यूक्लियोटाइड का गैप होता है. तो जब आपका इस यहाँ पर आपकी प्रोटीन है which is known as CPSF protein, okay, and another protein is known as CSTF protein. तो CPSF प्रोटीन वो आपके AAUA सीक्वेंस में बाइंड करती है, CSTF प्रोटीन आपके GU सीक्वेंस में बाइंड करती है। जैसे ही ये दोनों प्रोटीन इन दोनों कंजर्व सीक्वेंसेस में बाइंड करके कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म करती है, that complex formation actually signals or that actually leads to the termination of the transcription. Okay, this is the method of termination of transcription by RNA polymerase 2. Now, in the case of RNA polymerase 3, इसमें क्या होता है? Basically, 4 to 7 यूरेसिल होता है, जो आपका RNA polymerase जिस RNA स्ट्रैंड को ट्रांसक्राइब कर रहा है, it have 4 to 7 U at their 3' end. तो ये जब 4 to 7 U की presence है, that triggers the release of nascent RNA and helps in the disassembly or disintegration of the RNA polymerase 3 from the DNA strand. Okay, so this is the termination of transcription by the RNA polymerase